everyone, good afternoon. Welcome to Market Fatafat right here on ET. Now your wrap of all the movers and shakers today in trade. I'm Mubina Kapasi, and without any further ado, let's kickstart the show first by introducing our technical experts who are going to be joining in. We have Gaurav Bissa from LKP Securities and Rajesh Palviya of Axis Securities. Good afternoon, gentlemen. Thanks so much for joining in. Now the very first stock we want to flag off is Wipro, and why not, given the fact that there's some very interesting news coming in. Azim Premji Trust, sources suggest, is looking to sell 26.7 million shares, or approximately 2.67 crore shares, and turns out the block has in fact already happened. Yesterday sources were suggesting that the price point would be anywhere between 255.4 to 260.78 rupees per share. So that's approximately a 0.4% stake that he is looking to sell. In fact, the block, like I said, is already taking place, and from the word go, the stock has dwindled 4% lower now for Wipro at 258.4 rupees. Gaurav, let's talk about L&T Finance. What are you observing in the way the stock's moving today?
Well, if you see L&T Finance, it gave a good breakout above levels of 120 to 130 falling trend line breakout, and we have seen a strong momentum coming in. It's now touching the overbought zone on a smaller time frame charts. I would recommend booking some partial profits here. Fresh entry has to be avoided. For people who already bought, keep a trailing stop loss of 137 on the upside. 140 is what I expect it heading towards. A lot of writing happening in 150 call option. So for me, no fresh entry, but keep a trailing stop loss to ride the trend.
Alright, L&T Finance 0.9% higher, just about near the day's high as we speak. Rajesh, Ray Infra meantime as well is seeing a lot of pricing action today. In fact, after that midday spike, it's now more than 4% higher. What would you make of the move?
Yeah, after today's move, if you look at the last few weeks moves, the stock managed to give 5 weeks consolidation breakout on the weekly chart, and now stock is trading above its 100-day simple moving average, which is adding the bullishness on the stock. So I feel that bullishness to remain continuous, so one can keep stop loss of 30, and I am expecting target of 35 to 36 in the near term. So hold on the stock. I'll recommend at current juncture.
Right, hold on is the word coming in at this point of time. Moving on to the next stock that we are flagging off, and that is Nestle from the consumption space. Our analyst Kunal Bothra as well have flagged this off earlier in the day, and now as we speak, in fact, the stock price has fallen to the day's low. Gaurav, your view on this one?
It's made a swing low today. It's trading below the 200 DMA as well, and it's given a small breakdown also. So for me, the trend is quite negative. One can keep a stop loss of 10,350 on the downside. 9,500 is what I will be playing out for. Safe traders can wait for a small 150 point up move to initiate fresh shorts, and for otherwise one can even sell at the current price as well. So the kind of breakdown that we have seen, some more downside cannot be ruled out.
Okay, 1.5% lower for Nestle, just slightly above 10,000 rupees. Tata Motors meantime, and the Feb auto sale numbers continue to trickle in different segments. Of course, this time around it's the retail sale number, which has once again declined a little over 4% for JLR at a little over 38,200 units. And once again, it's China that has really been the reason for this decline, falling a whopping 47.6% on a year-on-year basis. The management themselves have also said that the continued weakness in China is something that they as well are monitoring, and of course they have their eye out on that. European sales, by the way, were resilient, and not to mention US sales once again for retail JLR sales came in very strong. But Tata Motors is down 3.6%. Remember, we've been seeing a lot of strength as well come by in the stock price of late. Okay, Rajesh, let's talk about future consumer. What would be a strategy you'd recommend here?
Now, we have seen very smart recovery in last few days in the future consumer, and now stock is trading above all its important moving averages. And if you look at the structure on the weekly as well as on the monthly chart, stock managed to give breakout on its down sloping trend line. So looking at the breakout, I feel that stock will rally further from these levels, so one can hold with stop loss of 47. I am expecting target of 55 to 57 in the near term in the stock.
Moving on to the next stock, Gaurav, Jindal Steel is one counter where we have seen a lot of momentum, especially in the last 1.5 months when there's an entire chorus of price hikes coming for the steel sector. Today, however, it's showing a bit of softness. So what would you make of this move?
It has bounced from the falling trend line support area on the long-term charts, and you've seen a very smart recovery, 25% up move coming in the name. Having said that, it's now forming shooting star on weekly charts. We have yet to see the candle being closed today, but overall the pattern is a little bit weak. We need to have a follow-up selling candle to have a confirmation. For now, it is best that if somebody has already bought, start booking profits over here, buy a little bit higher, and for people who want to create fresh shorts, I would recommend wait for today's close. Any close below 162 today can be used as a fresh shorting opportunity. It can then head towards the level of 150, 148, and the stop loss can be 166. So wait for some more time. Trend seems to be stopping at that moment.
That's the word on Jindal Steel and the levels that Gaurav is recommending you should watch out for. Another stock that has seen a lot of volatility of late and of course has even cracked significantly to now a level of 84 rupees is Arvind Limited. Today as well is down 6%. And yes, do remember an important news trigger is the fact that Arvind Fashions, its demerged arm, has listed, and there seems to be a lot of confusion on that counter and how essentially the price is reflecting, because a lot of market participants have been complaining of the price reflection of Arvind Fashions. But for now, let's talk about Arvind Limited. Rajesh, what would you make of today's 6% downfall?
Yeah, if you look at the derivative data of today's Arvind Limited has shown short addition. Around 38% of open interest has been seen in the stock, and now stock is witnessing supply pressure from its 50 DMA moving averages. So I feel that further more downside we can expect in the stock towards 80. It can slide further. So one should avoid at the current juncture to buy. I am expecting target of 80 on the lower side.
Okay, so that's Arvind. 80 rupees is something that Rajesh is watching out for as a lower side target for Arvind. E-Clerks, meantime, it's stock we don't talk about very often, but yeah, of course, it's been an important news update come in yesterday. The board is in fact going to be meeting on the 14th of March, just about 6 days from now, to decide whether or not consider a buyback. So this is going to be important news. Do remember, technology companies, of course, have been in that entire buyback/bonus mode. So here's another mid-cap IT name that is going to be mulling on the same come 14th of March. And of course, in anticipation of that, the stock price has rallied. It's one of the top technology gainers as well. Gaurav, NTPC2 pricing action seen over here. We did have a brokerage note as well that has come out recently where they were optimistic. Today it's a 4% uptick.
If you look at NTPC, it has now given a double bottom breakout on daily charts. It has also given a comfortable close of 50 as well as 100 DMA. The only point is that it has 200 DMA placed at 153, 154. Once that is taken out, a swift move towards 162, 165 cannot be ruled out. I would recommend buying here. Keep a stop loss of 145, 146. On the upside, immediate target of 160 to 162 cannot be ruled out.
Okay, 4% higher. The day's high for NTPC at 152 rupees. The other stock that is making waves today is Godfrey Phillips. Remember that off late the price had come under a bit of pressure after wires and agencies spoke about how there was a possibility that Phillips Morris, which is essentially its foreign partner, may have violated some FDI rules, which are very, very strict when it comes to tobacco and of course ancillary items. Today, however, it's attempting a rebound. Rajesh, your view on Godfrey Phillips?
See, if you look at the overall structure is positive. Stock is in bullish territory, and after this sell-off which we have seen in the last two trading session, again stock has shown the bounce back action from its important support area. So looking at the overall structure, I am having bullish view on the stock, and I feel that stock will continue its upward momentum. One can hold, or even at the current juncture one can buy with the stop loss of 920, and I am expecting near-term to short-term target of 1000 rupees in the Godfrey Phillips.
All right, a bounce seen today, 950 approximately is where Godfrey is perched at. Lakshmi Vilas Bank, and this one certainly has been a news maker. Of course, it was an ET Now exclusive that told you that India Bulls Housing Finance may in fact be eyeing a stake in LVB. So that certainly did pique a lot of interest into the stock price, which did rally, and how. Yesterday, of course, it took a bit of a breather, and of course, not to mention there was an important news that the bank may actually be considering and approving raising of funds. There's a board meeting that's going to be held with respect to the same. So let's see what's essentially going to be decided. Issue of equity shares is one mode of fundraising that the bank is expected to consider. In fact, the board meeting is today itself. Let's also see if there's any sort of announcement with respect to the M&A activity that we are expecting between India Bulls Housing and the small cap Chennai-based bank. That's Lakshmi Vilas Bank. Rajesh, HCC, another stock that is seeing a lot of pricing action today. And mind you, of course, it's dwindled down quite a bit. We've seen a lot of weakness come by in the stock price of late. But after today's move, what would be your strategy?
Yeah, if you see the last 6-8 month move of HCC, stock has spent a lot of time in the range of 10 rupees to 12 rupees. That was the range for the stock for a long time, and now stock has given the breakout of its price range. And looking at the structure, stock is now hovering near its important resistance area of 15 rupees, which is very important for the stock in the near term. And looking at the structure which we have seen on the weekly chart as well as on the monthly chart, we expect that stock may manage to give the breakout above 15 level. So my advice would be, if it crosses 15 level, then one can buy for upside target of 18 to 19 in the near term to short term.
All right, gentlemen, on that note, we leave it at that. Thanks so much for joining in and giving us your technical strategies on individual movers and shakers today in trade.